right, now I'm going to show you how to put paint on a sponge and how to make it look like there are tree buds connected to the branches. For this one, I'm going to use different shades of pink. So I mixed up a light pink and a medium pink. And then we are going to use sponges. There's two different varieties, so really it's up to you which one you want to use. And before you start dipping them in paint, you're going to want to dip them in a little bit of water. So like right now, if I squeeze this, it almost feels like a crouton, like it's really hard. So you just want to lightly get some water put in there. And then you want to squeeze all the excess paint or all the excess water out. Now it's much easier to use. It's more flexible. You do not want any water dripping out of it at all. So squeeze it until there's no water coming out. Same with this one. Also, if you're squeezing your sponge and you see colored water coming out of it, you're going to want to take this over to the sink and get the paint out. This is dried in there, it's stained, so it's not coming out. It's not turning my water purple, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, now I'm going to take whichever sponge I desire, and I'm going to first dip it in the darker color. I just lightly patted it one time. That's all you want to do. You do not want to get this totally covered in paint. And you are going to apply very lightly. Lightly, just barely setting it on there and lifting it up. Lightly setting it on, lifting it up. I'll show you up close what it's looking like. Has a really nice texture that actually looks like the buds you would find on a tree. You're going to continue doing this. Some places this is going to overlap and it's going to go on top of your branches. That is exactly what you want it to do. You can hold your sponge a little bit on the side to do just a small little stamp on an area. I did not let my brown tree branches dry before I did this. There's a reason why I had you wait until your tree branches were dry. Because see how some of my brown got into the pink? You do not want that to happen. That's why I had you guys do this in steps. Your brown was no longer wet. Now I know it's really fun to do all this dabbing, but I will tell you, it is possible to overdo it. You can over dab. So don't spend an hour doing this or it's not going to look like a real tree texture. Beautiful. Now I need another shade of pink. So since you are sharing with other people, I want you to clean this out before you dip it in the other shade. Otherwise, we're going to turn this dark pink and we don't want to do that. So you just dip this back in your water dish, or you can go over to the sink. The sink would probably be easier. Make sure that you squeeze it out so there's no extra water coming out. And then you're going to dip it in your next shade. I did not fill the entire thing up with paint. And I'm going to lightly dab and dab and dab. And I'm just going to layer that light pink on top of the dark pink. Having different shades of a color makes it look more realistic. I'm just dabbing and pulling off. Notice